Hey everybody, this is Darwin Reina, the festival director of the Northfield Festival right here in the beautiful Sweden, in Stockholm. We have a local filmmaker today, which is a Willy. He made this beautiful work, my fragile hands. How are you, Willy?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are
Good,
you?
good to have you.
Mm. Yeah,
Uh,
thanks.
Willy, tell me, who wrote the film, and how was that? You wrote it, right? Yes, you wrote it.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me, where did you get the idea from, and that you decide to write the film?
Right. So the idea is like fragments from a lot of ideas that I had in like the couple of maybe like last couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like stories that I heard from my friends, and like how like rationalized it is to be like racially used by the society, and I would like how people that actually use this kind of racism isn't like aware of it, you know. So it's like yeah, I want to write about like maybe a kind of surrealistic work to like describe it, because I thought that it would be like most powerful to do it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote like a couple of months, and I had a lot of different like different scripts, but
Mm-hmm.
then I like it was my biggest challenge was to know the balance between like the bizarre, like surrealistic, and like the realistic that I actually want to tell. So I like was like between this line, like the whole script process. And
So.
even in the editing process, I selected a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I deleted a lot of scenes that was maybe too much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So it was a
Mm.
very tedious word to write, right? To write is no easy. I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you, yeah, it's. How do you know it was ready, the script? Do you get feedback from people, or you just decided yourself? How was that process of deciding the
And there
script
was
was
a
ready?
lot of feedback
Mm-hmm.
from the beginning, but I like took 1 week, like isolated from everyone else, and just
Right.
wrote like the last part. And you get the feeling when, but yeah, this is it. But it wasn't it, because I I changed like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things even when in the shooting process. It was a lot of things. So you never really finish with the script. I think, yeah, you're always gonna try to make it better in some ways.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Yeah.
Definitely, every stage of
Mm.
filmmaking is changing, right?
Yeah,
It's That's the beauty. Tell me the
yeah, absolutely.
pre-production. How do you do pre-production? Do you do storyboard, shot list, breakdown a script, scouting location? How was that process for you guys? For you especially, Will?
It was a lot of pre-production with the actors, because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to work really close to them, and especially have Fist, who play Arash, the main character,
Mm-hmm.
who I really wanted to involve early on. And I think I casted him like before I even wrote, like finished the script, like talk about the character and like build the character like together with him. I don't want to write a character that he
Right.
doesn't understand or that adapt to. I want to like I think it's a bit of a lot of a fish in Arash, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the main focus on the pre-production. But yeah, it was a lot of scouting locations. But we wanted to have like grounds that we actually could dig on, because
Mm-hmm.
like not a lot of people can actually like rent the ground to just dig on. So we had to search for that things, and it took like maybe a couple of weeks. And then like right then we took like the storyboard. It was kind of I wanted it like a certain way, like especially in the shorter scenes. Like in
Mm-hmm.
the beginning, it was like, yeah, I had this picture in mind, like the first picture and the last picture as well.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe in the confrontation scene, like that long scene in the middle, it's a little bit more improvised by the cinematographer. Um, and yeah, I think, and then it's like when we shooted like the storyboard, so we just like with a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's beautiful because it was like green grass, and like the sky was so blue, and like the day before shooting, it's like the snow came.
Oh,
It's like, no, but I think it's like it turned out better, you know, because you can really
Right.
see like the code for Arash, how much he's freezing when it's
Mm-hmm.
actually snow around him.
Right.
So
It's beautiful, man. I'm watching it right now. I watched it before as well.
yeah,
I like the format. What the format of the film, right? It's a special format, right?
yeah, yeah.
You guys
For
decide. You guys decide that before, right? Before you guys start shooting.
we wanted, yeah, but we wanted
Mhm. I like
5-3.
it.
But then I actually this is very like unconventional thing, but we shot it in 5:3, but
Hmm.
then when I edited, I cropped it even more.
Yeah.
So we could do that. But I like things that you are like just
Uh-huh.
focused on him, and it's like just an individual story. It's like a very clear main character. So I thought that it would be better to shoot him with just in him because it's his story, you know. And maybe I think it's like kind of better with this realistic movies to have like a
Hmm.
kind of format that actually feels like a bit weird, maybe.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
it works. It works. I like it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Tell me the production. How many days were the production time? How difficult was? Challenging. Tell me, what do you remember?
Mm. It was challenging. It was right in like the second wave of the COVID. Uh,
Mm,
and we did it in like the school. And first we didn't could came back to the school because it was like suspended from COVID. But then we like talked the like headmaster to get back to do film, and then we like quarantine for 2 weeks. So the whole
hmm.
pre-production we were like isolated, and then when we came
Wow.
back at the quarantine, that was the first day of shooting. So we haven't like really met each other, but it's my class that I have worked with a lot of before. It was pretty basic and turned out well, but it was also very very cold. It was like
Hmm.
minus 15 degrees Celsius
Oh
some
my.
days,
Wow.
and my cinematographer got sick like the day before shooting. So it like my camera assistant had to turn out, and then he got sick, so I like handled the camera one day.
Hmm.
So it's like yeah, I don't know, but it turned out well. And
Yeah.
like the last day of shooting was like the office scene, so that was like inside and we had a lot of time, and it was like because it was really stressful because we wanted it like the day scenes. There's like a limited time, like
Hmm.
especially in Sweden, there's like limited sun time. Uh, so we really have to. It was kind of stressful those days. But like the day we were inside, we could just chill, and it was
Hmm.
really really nice to have that like as the last day. So yeah, but I don't know. It turned out well. You know, you're really in a bubble on the shooting process. Like those
Hmm.
5 days shooting, and you're really in a bubble. You just sleep and you just think about the movie like constantly.
Hmm.
And then it's like very nice to get out of it after 5 days and just. So I didn't actually start cutting before like until like a couple of months, I think.
Hmm.
Like a long break
Right.
after the shooting. Yeah.
How about Willie? How do you work with the actors? How do you like to direct actors? You like to give them freedom, or you are very methodologically like, here you do this, do that?
Mm.
How is Willie for directing actors?
Yeah, I'm really like believe in the freedom of the actors and like the involvement in the characters because they are gonna
Hmm.
play something, so they are like a character, and then they should know like feel the character. And I think like that's what you want to accomplish, like that they can actually be in the character and feel the character. And I think to for them to decide like about characters, it's like easier if they do that to get in the character and feel the character if they like are maybe the ones who actually wrote it like together
Hmm.
with me.
Right.
So like in the script process I was like kind of uh, didn't really write a lot about the characters, so I developed that when I casted and when I both with Hafiz who played Arash, and also Armin who played Joel. It was like a lot of
Hmm.
pre-production work, and we talked about it, and Joel, Armin had a lot of ideas too about the characters, and maybe he was a little bit tougher, I would say, like in mind. But
Hmm.
then we like came up with that he's more fragile, and he's more
Hmm.
tough because like he gets aggression from Robert in that that scene. So I really like to like involve the characters, and that was like maybe a challenging thing because we couldn't meet in real life, so we just had like these Zoom meetings, and then we did. It was hard to decide the blocking. So when we came to set, I was like, oh my god, the blocking, and then yeah, we like improvised a lot, but it wasn't really a lot of blocking, so it turned out well. Yeah.
Yeah. I like how you guys crop it. It's like 4:3 style.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. It works, man, because you
Thanks.
got
Yeah.
the medium shots. Yeah. The guys are
Yeah,
pretty good
exactly.
actually. Yeah, you
Yeah, I
get
like the
them good.
medium shots in that format. Like
Uh-huh.
when the close-ups on Arash, I think it's like more powerful to be like just him and no like negative space or something like that before just the close-ups. And I also like the things in the office when we just see his head.
Yeah, that's a
Uh,
good shot. Yeah.
mm,
So how was the post-production? Well, you mentioned that
yeah,
you step away from the project and you come
yeah,
back a few
yeah,
months later. How long you edited the film, or who edited it? It was you?
yeah. I edited it. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
And like the music, the sound, and the grade, I did like everything in the
Mm-hmm.
post. And yeah, it was a long process.
Yeah.
Couple of months and like every day and like nights and like oh my god, this is so bad,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's just like a part of cutting a film.
Right.
But it changed a lot in the editing process.
Mm-hmm.
It was like this like montage, when it's like it goes times.
Mm-hmm.
It was like totally improvised in the editing,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, a lot of things when it cuts back, like in the end. I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like it's like
Mm-hmm.
flash forwards that just I came up with in the end as well, because I thought it was like too structuralized, like
Mm-hmm.
this scene, and this scene, and then really didn't really feel like a product.
Mm-hmm.
So I cut I deleted a lot of scenes, and I deleted like when Joel and Arash meet each other, it's like much longer,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like more they talked about the project, and it was like maybe this isn't really that relevant because we see the project. They don't really need to
Mm-hmm.
talk about it. So I deleted that too. And then that actually a good story because in the blocking it's like Joel goes like this around
Mm-hmm.
and then when he goes like this, that thing when he actually moves, I deleted.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just like very lucky for me that he turns out like he ended actually the same place that he began. So it wouldn't be like what the fuck, he's just like there because he was there in the last shot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was a lot of things in the editing process like in the same way that you mentioned in the script process, you feel yeah, now it's finished.
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, yeah,
So you do
couple
you
of months.
right? Do you show people the the final master to get feedback, or it was more personally? You decided yourself, or you get feedback from people before you decide it was the master? What do you say about that?
um I got a lot of feedback before, but
Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, the master like this is what I feel is the best,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't really need feedback about it, but I got
Right.
a lot of before.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't you don't want feedback, I guess,
Yeah.
because like
Uh-huh.
for me but it's like a balance between, but you listen to other people, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe you do it too much, and
That's
then
right.
it got like had like a part in the editing process when I just, because you get so like I don't know how to say it, but you get so like in the project that you can't really look it like
Yeah, you
through a
get
different
blind
perspective.
80,
Yeah,
blind 80.
blinded, but yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So when people say feedback, it's like yeah, I do that because I didn't really have an own like opinion because I was so blinded about it.
Mm-hmm.
um and then I realized that I had done that. So then I like came back to the writing process, to the editing process, or and just like did it my way. And I guess you get like the feedback you should really take care of is really good, but sometimes you don't even have to listen to like everything.
Mm-hmm.
You should still have your like own core, and that's the most important thing. And Now I'm working on a project and I'm not gonna edit that myself because I know the difficulties about that. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was challenging, but I wanted to do it. So
Yeah, editing is difficult. Yeah. I
yeah,
have a few projects that
very.
I'm dealing with the editing, man, and I do these projects 2 years ago actually, and one here in Sweden. How about what do you think is the hardest part, Willy, in filmmaking? Everything is related, everything we need. We have three phases, right? Pre-production, production, and post-production, and we need them to work. But which one is the one that makes your hairs pull out? What do you think the hardest one that you are like, oh my, what do you think?
Now I'm working on a project and I like wrote the script for like a long time and I'm never finished. And I just like now I'm in a phase that we're gonna shoot in 1 month and I'm just I'm gonna have like a repetition with the actors today and I'm gonna like this last scene I haven't really figured out yet, but I'm gonna do it with the actors today. So I guess like not right now, if I'm gonna answer your question, it's like the writing process. But and when I'm in the cutting room again, editing room again, I'm gonna think like that's the most frustrating thing. But shooting, I think it's more like spontaneous. So you came up with ideas like spontaneous.
Right.
Of course, you have a lot of preparation, and that's like not as much of pulling the hair. I think pulling of the hair things came up when you have no idea how to do it, and you're like frustrated but in shooting, I think I hope it's gonna go well this time. But in the My Fragile Hand, it was kind of smooth, I thought, in the shooting process. Yeah.
But it's pretty good, man. I like the pictures you have of the film. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to spoil the end. It's pretty good, man. That I seen it right here. Yes, you did great.
Yeah.
Willy,
Thanks.
definitely.
Yeah.
Which camera you guys use? I like it.
Sony FX9.
Yes, that's the type. Correct. It's very
The
sharp.
scenes. Yeah.
It's very sharp and crispy. Yes, those Sonys have the. Yeah. So,
full
buddy,
format too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you online, huh? Because we go online
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
totally.
So yeah, I'd
good
say
talking to you.
follow us, check the other your competition. I mean, we're all filmmakers, we just support each other. And yeah, and then we'll be in touch. I like your answers, definitely. Really cool answers. All right.
Good questions as well.
Take care, Willy. See you around, buddy.
Take care. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Thanks for your time, man. See you.